Rainbow Six Siege's new subscription is already a mess. The controversial monthly membership comes in light of a drought of new content. Over the weekend, Ubisoft announced that its long-running success, Rainbow Six Siege, would be receiving a monthly membership subscription. Despite the dedicated community that the game has built over the past 8.5 years, the reception to the move has been anything but warm. Instead, as PC Gamer reports, the R6 membership has been getting universally dunked on since being announced at tournament over the weekend. A video included in PC Gamer's write-up shows a crowd actually booing Ubisoft, which can be seen again from another angle here. The R6 membership, which will run players $10 a month or $80 a year, comes with many of the basic trappings of similar optional subs. Upon buying into the membership, players will be given instant access to the ongoing Seasons Battle Pass, be granted 10 level skips to get ahead of the grind, and receive a Bravo Pack, which is Siege's equivalent to loot boxes. Every month, players will also be given 10 more level skips and another Bravo Pack as on their renewal date. Finally, folks who subscribe to the sub will also get a cosmetic drop with one legendary item and whatever an epic bundle might be on the 28th of each month. There's a decent amount of stuff here for the diehard fans of Siege, and the rest of the Battle Pass rewards also give out unique weapon and operator skins, as well as in-game currency to add value. But the timing of the sub couldn't be worse. Siege is in the middle of its 9th year, which would be impressive if the current roadmap for the year hadn't already let down players with its gasping lack of new content. The roadmap for the next half year includes a lot of reworks to existing characters and systems, and while part of Siege's plans for a long while, it's not met with a wealth of new additions to keep fans happy. Such reworkings are, at this point, a staple of maintaining a live service title. These games can't always just throw in new maps, characters, and abilities every season, and at some point that constant growth slows to account for the imbalance it all creates. Eventually, whole systems and locations need to be reworked or completely overhauled. The issue has happened to games. Wow, this is a longer article than the last Kotaku article. The same has happened to games as big as League of Legends and Apex Legends. However, most games don't go most of the year with as few additions as Siege is making in 2024. Has added one new character, and Siege will add at least two more over the next few seasons, but the absolute bulk of additions coming for the rest of the year are changes to things that already exist in the game, beginning to become a sore spot for the community at the moment. And then here comes a bunch of new cosmetics, but they're locked behind a new paywall. To throw further fuel on the fire, subscriptions like this are commonplace in games that are otherwise free to play like Fortnite, but Siege has remained a premium title over the years. The optics of a subscription containing new goodies in this drought of content for players who've otherwise already paid is undeniably bad, and you immediately get why people are pissed off. Redditors are alike already calling to boycott the subscription, while others are simply reveling in the chaos. Siege's upcoming season was detailed at the very same time as the announcement of the subscription, which has only worsened the reception to the former. So, what do you think of Rainbow Six Siege, Ubisoft trying to add in like a battle pass and basically, or a subscription service, and basically people have hated it universally?
As you mentioned in the article, if I recall correctly, that there was video footage of people at the event were booing that
Yep.
subscription service, and it was
They were
not well
booing you,
received.
and they were booing Ubisoft themselves.
Yeah. Also, they were chanting for a few seconds too. After that, it was that well received by the gamers who've been at the heart with the game for how many years now? Because Rainbow Six Siege came out as early as 2015.
Yep, they said
So it's been 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years, or it's entering its 9th year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. After a decade almost, now they want to take advantage of the subscriptions. They should have done that as a free to play game back when it was released. But then again, it'll probably mess up the quality of the game overall if you want to have the subscription back then. But even though I don't want a subscription for every single thing I do in my life,
Yeah,
I already have subscriptions to Netflix and Amazon, soon to be Hulu if ever. I have subscriptions to the Z League at one point when I was a membership for a while, doing with their features they had. Also, subscriptions to Xbox, subscriptions to this and that, and the other thing. It's like we don't need no more subscriptions, please. Like, just give us the full game at $65 or $70, whatever it was at the time, and that's it. And then the DLCs, the season passes, you want to call them, okay, add them to the mix too, and the base game just be for those who are casual gamers like myself, want to just play once in a while. But don't just make sure people do a subscription. That's what they're trying to do with the. I guess this is all come to fruition now. Sorry to sound political again, but the great reset, you owe nothing, be happy moment. It's coming to fruition. We only got another 6 more years until 2030 arrives. So I can't
Well,
imagine the next couple of years. It's going to be this subscriptions galore type of feeling.
yeah, but I mean, it's people's choice right now whether or not to buy it. Like, boycott sounds childish, but it's really needed. But also, they think, oh, well, you think nothing and like it, you'll own nothing and like it. No, I'm gonna own my own old games and find new games from past systems that I never played, and I'll own those because you won't be able to uh, take those away, short of coming into my house and trying to rob me, which then you'll get introduced to a real gun to your face. So,
Yeah, that's what the American Revolution will start.
so you know, uh, yeah, if like I said, it's just another reason to go back to retro. You know, I got I got a bunch of games right here. I got Chrono Cross for PlayStation. I just want to go through a few again. I got Chrono Cross for PlayStation, Apocalypse for PlayStation, um, Xbox 360. I really can't play right now. I got Final Fantasy 12 for PlayStation 2. I got Max Payne 1 and 2 for PlayStation 2. I can play those games anytime I want, as long as I want, as long as I have electricity. Um,
hmm
and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find new games. Like I said, I never tried out Final Fantasy 12 before. So yeah, there'll be games that I try that I don't like. There'll be games that I try that I like. At least I can educate myself on the game. So if I buy a game I never played before, at least it's a game that I thought I would like based on all the information I had.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's so yeah, that's another reason people going back to retro. I don't need a subscription to keep my N64 working. I can pop in Wave Race 64 anytime I want and play it. Um, you know,
hmm
I can pop in I can play Sewer Shock on Sega CD or almost any game. You can even throw PS3 games in there since PS3 servers are basically shut down. As long as you got the PS3 game on disc, because they weren't releasing disc as basically coasters at that point yet. Any PS3 game you have on disc, you can basically play as long as you want.
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah, it sucks these days that you can't. You can fight all you want, boycott. You have to, go against the grind of the subscription services and all. But at the end of the day, it takes a whole entire group and, if not a huge community, to go against the Ubisoft of that caliber. And if I remember correctly, when people boycott the Bud Light fiasco with the transgender woman, or her Dylan Mulvaney, whatever her name or his name is. Biden, I hear, was been reported as of like what late earlier this year that Supreme Court, not Supreme Court, it was like not Supreme Court, it was something about where they transfer all the merchandise into like some sort of funding through these companies. They kind of like not money laundering, but something where they do something where they inflated the prices and then sell it to some unknown redundant source and then get money off of Bud Light anyway. So our leaders in charge are going against Americans sometimes. So it's kind of like you're playing this lose battle in the long term, and we need new people in these offices to stop doing that.
well,
That's one thing.
yeah, but also, on YouTube, it's often I see a new person saying they're going back to retro, or they're canceling their subscription, they're going back to physical media only. So I think, I think people are getting like sick of this digital being forced down our throat. Digital was fine for the convenience of it, but not when we're being forced into it.
Yeah,
So, UX for that resistance, it might be there. Like I said, I'm going back to retro. Um, I might buy one or two Xbox One games that I want to play. Um, but most of my money's going towards retro games. I want to get
Hmm.
I think it's called Quackshot, starring Donald Duck for Sega Genesis, because it looks like basically a new DuckTales game. So
I see.
yeah, so I mean, uh, that and like I said, there's many other games. Final Fantasy 12, it's actually pretty good. Final Fantasy 11 was the one that you were thinking of. That was the awful one. Um, So, there's like I said, there's plenty of games out there that we've never even tried or even heard of.
Hmm.
Just go searching for those games. And I'd rather spend $100. I'd rather spend like $100 and have like a bunch of games, a handful of games, six, seven, eight, whatever, instead of one game with an online subscription. Instead of one game with an online subscription.
Hmm.
So, and the thing is also, some people are, these services, they're not doing well as you think, like the cable services, the subscription services. A lot of them are merging together
Oh yeah.
because of poor business numbers. So, maybe things are about to turn in our favor if they haven't already.
Let's hope for the best.
Yep. And if not, you can always just do your part. I mean, ready to move on?
Yeah, don't need to start a riot like it once was from last year or two with that streamer selling those free PS5s and all.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Imagine it happening. That riot is like several times worse if like the consumers started to see the facade. Like they'll see everything from all that information gathered over the years about the digitized world and all. That would piss off a lot of gamers, and they're gonna fight for that most likely to some of these gamers.
Yep. All right.
So that's all I gotta say for the matter.